Dear student, after the 1789 revolt, France under the control of Louis XVI passed a law for abolishing the feudal system and the taxes. The privileges of the first and the second estate was ended with this revolt. And also the members of the clergy were also forced to give up their privileges. Tithes were abolished and lands owned by the church were seized or controlled by the authority or the state. So, by controlling the church wealth, the state got at least the worth of 2 billion livres. This means the tax collected by the church from the peasants. So these were the privileges that was given to the first and second estate was abolished by the Louis XVI. With this, Louis XVI also obliged to be under the control of a monarchy. So now France became a constitutional monarchy. Now we will know what is that constitutional monarchy, or we shall know the features of the constitutional monarchy. The National Assembly completed the drafting of the constitution in 1791. When did they complete drafting the constitution? 1791. Who drafted the constitution? The National Assembly drafted the constitution. The main aim of the constitution is to limit the power of the monarchy in France. Now, the power which was enjoyed by monarchy were separated and given to different institutions like legislature, executive and judiciary. So the power of monarchy after becoming the constitutional monarchy shared between the legislature, executive and judiciary. This change of power made France a constitutional monarchy. Now, the laws made by the National Assembly. What was inside the law? Under the new constitution, the laws were to be made by the National Assembly. So, when constitutional monarchy was established in France, the law must be made by the National Assembly. The National Assembly was indirectly elected by the active citizens of France. These active citizens elected the electors, and the electors in turn elected the National Assembly. So, the National Assembly of France was indirectly elected, not directly. Active citizens elect the electors in France, and the electors elect the National Assembly. So, that is why the National Assembly is indirectly elected in France. So, what has to be highlighted in this constitutional monarchy? Men who were above 25 years age and who paid taxes equal to at least 3 days of labor's wage were given the status or right of active citizens. The men who paid at least 3 days of their wages as a tax called active citizens. That is, they got the voting right to vote the elector. The remaining men and women were called passive citizens, and they did not have the right to vote. To qualify as an elector to become an elector, then as a member of the National Assembly, a person or a man had to be a highest taxpayer. If a person pays highest tax, then he become an elector, then still highest tax he pays, then he becomes the member of the National Assembly. So this was the voting system existed election system existed in France when France became the constitutional monarchy. Along with that, the Constitution of France began with the Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen, such as the right to life, freedom of speech, and freedom of opinion, and also equality before law. These were included in the Constitution of France. These were established as natural and inalienable rights. Compulsory, these rights should be given to the people, and these rights should be protected by the state. The rights of the people should be protected by the state. This is the duty of the French state to protect the rights of the citizens. So these are the features of the constitutional monarchy. Dear student, listen to the video thoroughly 2 or 3 times and read the textbook or PDF sent to you 2 or 3 times. Understand very well and put down the points, whatever you have understood, 50 to 60 points, and send through WhatsApp to teacher.